Well, as you can see, the first use of the TFG55 gas-driven chipper by Woodland Mills has been accomplished. It does seem to eat basically anything you want to throw at it, short of something that has a little craggly end to it. If you were to walk around your property with like a top handle chainsaw, like a 2511T, or just an electric, like the Milwaukee hatchet or similar, if you went around your property and had that, you could basically stuff this thing with almost anything realistic that you'd want to put in it. It definitely does react to, it has a 3-inch cut size, and if your cross section, if it starts cutting at an angle, and you could have a 3-inch piece turn into 5 inches really quick, just keep that in mind. Seems to be extremely well built. I didn't have any trouble putting it together, as you will see in the put together video. Chipping ain't easy, and neither is pimping. And let me tell you, it's a dusty, dirty, miserable job. You're going to get smoked in the face with sticks as they wiggle around, so keep that in mind. Chipping is not fun, it's not relaxing, but it does give you nice results. You can go from having a mess, and then you have some nice ground cover, or you could put it into a trailer or into a truck if you wanted to move it around. But if you're just trying to build up the ground and give it a nice little bed, works out great. Feed chute works really very well. This the flywheel really does suck in material quite hard. It definitely has no trouble sucking as long as nothing is physically impinging on the side of the hopper. That's really all you have to look out for. This thing does feed quite well. For as mobile and as portable as it is, it does quite a fine job. It's, like I said, it's rated for 3-inch and down material. If you're sticking to throwing limbs in here, as you guys have seen, it works really excellently, and you can very quickly turn a dirty, miserable job. And some of you guys live in places that have fire bans at some time of the year. If you have that situation, so you can't burn all year, and you don't want to waste your time, I mean, your time is valuable to you. Sitting around and burning junk is really, I don't enjoy it. I don't know if you guys do. Being able to turn your junk into ground covering that either for your garden or for a pathway or just to build up ground, new topsoil in the future, you could sit and let it mulch and it'll turn into topsoil. You know, very good tool, easy to use. I did opt to put, because everything I have right now is the pin type hitch. My zero turn and my the Polaris doesn't have a 2-inch hitch receiver. I built that hitch way back in high school and flipped it actually up to give it a little bit more room to work. It has a nice little jack that works just fine. You may, if you are someone who struggles with lifting, you may want to look into a crank option for you, a tipping and a crank option, only because there is, I mean, I don't know what the front of this thing weighs, 45, 50 pounds. It's enough where if you're an older gentleman, you don't want to hurt your back. I know my dad right now has two herniated discs in his back. He wouldn't probably enjoy moving this thing on and off the hitch. Something to consider, and something for Woodland Mills to consider. I would say a crankable jack option would be a good idea. This is so simple. The way that this thing's put together is so simple, and I'm going to say cheap in a good way. They didn't do stupid things like you'd find it in a German car. This is all just so simply done. Simple cross bolting, simple jack. The way that this is held on is very simple. These just clamp down. These nice little ratcheting clamps are really, really nice. So you can get them out of the way so they don't hook onto something. You have a ratcheting clamp for your chute too. So my two constructive criticisms are jack for people who have a bad back, and I did not see any provision. I'm going to come up with a solution to hold these cables up and out of the way. Because even if you routed them through here, they're going to chafe there, and the positive is going to chafe right there. We do not want to have a battery short. That would be very bad. And if you store this inside of your barn, and if you have hay next to it, you're going to have a really bad day. So that is something to consider. I just put 30 weight oil in it, like you guys saw in the other video. It has a very nice snorkel setup. It is not an oil bath snorkel. With how miserable of a life that a chipper has, I would say that having an oil bath snorkel, which I'm pretty sure that this Kohler Pro 14 horse does have the option to have an oil bath snorkel, wouldn't be a bad upgrade. But very simply done. We just have a simple on-off switch. In fact, I'm going to turn this off because we're done for right now. It's a nicely done setup. As long as the engine remains reliable, I did get an extra set of an extra anvil and extra knives should I need it. The key with chippers is just don't feed garbage in it that has nails in it. Try and avoid that if you can. Similar to a chainsaw, if you feed dirt, if you hit a chainsaw on the ground, you get dirt on your chain while you're spinning it, it's going to dull it. Similar idea, try not to put too dirty of stuff in here. If wood's rotting, sometimes you can't avoid that. But, simple stuff. And we're going to look through the manual and make sure we don't have any service points that we need to check and grease. I don't, off the top of my head, remember if I have to grease the bearing or not. Additionally, so think we're in good shape. The exhaust is pointed a logical direction. Oh, yes, we have a grease fitting. Yes, we have Zerkies for the tires. Yes, I do need to do those. So I'll do those really quick. It crossed my mind that I hadn't done any Zerks yet. Good call, Bob. Very good call. I haven't done my Zerks yet. I promise I'll do them. They'll be okay for just the minute that it got driven over here. So, good setup. I think we're in good shape. Feed chute's definitely big enough. My only, bigger is always better. I think you guys, Woodland Mills, I want to compliment you. This is an awesome product. This is your first gas-driven chipper. I think that there's room in this market to get bigger. 14 horse is a really good job. 3 inch is pretty good. If you came out with like a 24 horse to maybe 28 horse Kohler with a 5 inch capacity, and that would take care of bigger sticks and things like that, and especially if you open up the feed chute, that would fit a wider range of people, but it's going to get heavier. The thing about this is it's not too heavy. It's not too heavy to tow around. It's downright sporty to pull around. If you have a steep property, you could tow this thing all over the place. And the width, I have it at the max width right now. It is nearly as wide as the four-wheeler. It is very, very stable. It's very stable. So, huge plus to them, or very good job. Like I said, the biggest thing is that everyone always says, well, I want more. Well, there's got to be a limit, both in physical space and in weight. And if you're going to be manually moving the tongue around, if you're going to be dragging this thing around with a four-wheeler, not a side-by-side, and if you're going to be storing it inside of your shop, that is something to consider. This feed chute does unclip and fold around. So if you need to make it smaller this way, you can make it smaller this way, but I'll probably just store it like this because it's not that much, you don't really gain that much by flipping it around. So all around, really good product, really happy with it. I hope that you enjoyed the video. We're going to keep working this thing. We got a lot to do. We got to clean up after the ice storm. That's why I got it. I've been wanting to get it for a while, and because it's so mobile, I can pull this around my properties behind the Ranger or behind the a four-wheeler. You could pull this thing easily with a two-wheel drive. Like I have an 86 Honda 200 SX four tracks. You could easily tow this thing around with a small little, small tractor. Easily tow it around with, or small four-wheeler, easily tow it around with like a two-wheel drive, lawn tractor, garden tractor. No problem with that. It pulls super easily. So I think for it, how light it is, its physical size constraints, it seems to work extremely well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Take care and have a great day. All right, for a reason of completeness, the bearing Zerk is right here, protected. Whoopsies, my finger got in the way. Protected and covered. That is what it looks like with this thing tipped around. This is what the belt drive system looks like. So their claim to fame on this, which I think is a very good idea, they're spinning the chipper at a different speed than the thrower. So you get a whole lot of velocity with the thrower, and then you have a whole lot of torque. I think, is it this one? Yeah, this one is spinning, I believe, so you get a whole lot of torque spinning the chipper part. Then this other one is spinning the flywheel that throws the chips, and that's why you get, honestly, pretty good chip flow out of it. 2 more Zerks right here, for sure. Won't see any on there. See on there. This is direct drive, so keep in mind, I haven't tried pull starting it myself. It's a good thing that it came with electric start, because honestly, I think most people are going to struggle to pull start this thing given the amount of load and drag that's here. So definitely invest in the battery. Unfortunately, the core charge was $20. I had a automotive battery laying around for the core. It's a lawnmower style U1 type battery. So yeah, definitely recommend that you go full bore and just do the battery. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Take care of yourself. Have a great day.